So you know that moment where you're minding your business, walking down the street, and you come across an acquaintance who makes a not so nice comment, which then totally ruins your day. Even weirder is the fact that you had just approved of how you looked 10 minutes ago, and your sister approved it as well, and she never approves anything. So, what happened? Why do we internalize the negative way more than the positive? I mean, why does one bad comment seem to outweigh the 99 good ones? Is it ego, pride, a subconscious desire for total and utter world domination? And even when you think you're above it, sometimes maybe not. Let me introduce you to the world of human cognitive biases. So, what's the deal here? Well, the negativity bias is the tendency for humans to pay more attention or put more weight on negative experiences over the neutral or even positive ones. This is also known as the positive negative asymmetry. And as negative as this all sounds, it actually started with a very valid reason: threats. You see, managing and hopefully simply avoiding danger is important for the survival of humans. And it's easy to sieve through information and facts, only looking out for the negatives. This is part of what keeps us safe. It's how we might decide to not visit a place, even though it has a stunning view of the sunset, but also has a dangerously high crime rate. And while this is useful for physical events, what about the emotional ones? That's kind of where our brain doesn't tell the difference. So there's this almond-shaped region of the brain that has been known to be the alarm center called the amygdala. And it plays a role in processing negative stimuli above the positive because the latter doesn't really pose any immediate threat or danger. The problem is that there's no distinction between physical or emotional or spiritual events. And so what keeps us from making bad decisions based on negative data can also be the same thing that puts us in a bad mood following a negative event. And this shows up in our everyday lives, even in our acceptance of the news. I mean, have you ever noticed how it seems like negative news or bad news seems to sell? We see headlines that are scary and bold and red and supposedly bad, and they tend to catch our attention even much more than the positive. We're wired to try to stay safe and try to sieve out if there's any negative information so that we can protect ourselves. So how do we overcome this? I mean, how can we rise above a bias that is so ingrained in our DNA and in our sense of self-preservation? Well, all hope is not lost. Research has shown that while people automatically attend to negative stimuli, with the proper ability and motivation, we can learn to do the same even with positive stimuli. And one of the very first steps is even being aware of this bias, which you're aware of now, so you're welcome. You can prevent or stop an amygdala hijack by breathing, slowing down, and trying to focus on your thoughts. This allows your frontal cortex to regain control. So basically, remember. Try to remember that this bias is the one at play here. Try to balance out the actual facts of the situation. For example, just because the ending of a movie sucked, I guess that it doesn't mean it was an entirely bad movie. And yes, Game of Thrones, I'm looking at you. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Ojuolape and I'm a doctor living in Nigeria who loves to explore human behavior in my work and through my art. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't and click on the like button if you liked this video. Let me know what are some of your thoughts on this topic and the whole negativity bias thing. Please do share in the comment section, and as always, I will see you there.